ain't gonna ever back down from nobody. I don't care who it is. This is a brotherhood. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us goes down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody, light me up.
It's time to huddle up. It's the Turf District Podcast. Welcome back to the Turf District, where we huddle up to talk all things Edmonton Elks and the CFL. And thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us live on YouTube or Twitch or possibly Facebook Live, or possibly you are joining us downloaded the podcast, which is great, or you might actually be joining us on Edmonton Sports Talk Radio. And if you are doing that, thank you for taking the time to listen to us as we chat about our team and all the things that are going on as we get into the season. We've reached week 4, 5 now, I guess, because we're only at 5. We're about to play game 4. Well, baby steps, right? That's what it is. It's all about baby steps. And we will have lots to talk about for that this evening. I want to remind you, while you are on whatever thing you are watching it on, make sure you add your comments or questions into the chat. We will try to get to some of those as the show goes on. Also, if you can, check out our Zazzle store. It's zazzle.ca/store/turf_district_shop. And we just released our tailgate versions of shirts. So we have both men's and women's, lots of different ways to get them. So grab your tailgate shirts, your 2025 cooler tailgate shirts, and you can grab them right there. So thank you for that. So this evening, a little bit different, as you know, Superfan Mike is exploring different parts of Alberta, and Kayla is unavailable for this evening. So tonight, helping me co-host the podcast, there she is. It is Linda. How are you, Linda?
Awesome. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for coming to chat with us and have some more fun. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Well, we do. I guess I should ask first, how was your Canada Day? Did you do anything fun?
I did. I had lunch with a couple of friends. I visited an ill friend, and I watched like a Hallmark movie.
Wow.
It was coming off a really busy time, just kind of a perfect day.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I hope that everyone else out there had a great Canada Day. I know I spent the first part of it watching our team with practice and being able to go down and chat with a few guys. One of those conversations will be coming up very shortly. And then I was able to take Nathan, and we went out and watched a movie, and that was kind of fun. It was good when it's that hot. Go find a nice cool spot and a big thing of popcorn. Never upset about that. So it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yep, we will take it. Well, all right. I guess we have to talk about it. Game recap. I hate the sigh. I mean, it makes me laugh, and I also hate it. All right. Well, we had 3 amazing quarters. 3 really good quarters. The Bombers weren't playing their best. The Elks had moments of not playing their best, but, brought it all the way back to tie at the end of the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, well, it kind of fell apart as the Elks fall to the Bombers 36-23. I look at this as a growth game. There was lots of things that were good, but there was also lots of things that you're like, oh, really? We're still dealing with that? So, Linda, I'm pretty sure you would say the same thing. If someone told you on Wednesday last week that at the end of the third quarter, we'll be tied with the Bombers in Winnipeg. You'd have taken it every day.
Every time. Yep.
Right? Yeah, like exactly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so that was good. So, before we talk about the actual game, you were at the watch party, and I want to hear about this.
Okay. Well, yeah, actually, I want to support the club when they're trying to do good things for us. Last year, I had a pretty bad taste in my mouth from some of the watch parties and didn't think I'd go back, but put on my big girl shorts and I've decided to give it another go. So Tree and I and a couple of friends went out to Sherwood Park, and good MC, always some cheerleaders, some prizing. And this year they had bingo cards
Oh,
instead of
cool.
the football play, little footballs with player numbers on them. And that was fun. It was very engaging. Great crowd.
Nice.
Venue was decent. So, I got to give them credit. I'm going to try to help them keep doing the right thing for us. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I
yeah.
love the idea of having the bingo cards while you're watching a game. That's I mean, we could do that for every home game. I have a feeling that there's some interesting ones that would land on the bingo card, but
Yeah.
that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that that was a good thing, and obviously there was at least a fair amount of cheer about for 45 minutes of the 60-minute game.
Yeah, the place was full. It wasn't uncomfortable full, but it was full. Staff were ready, and yeah. So
Oh,
good on you,
fantastic!
Elks.
Yeah, that's
Elks
really good.
administration, I should say.
Yeah, good recovery. Good
Yeah.
recovery. Love the alumni jacket behind you, by the way. I
Thank you.
can't leave that's unbelievable. Um, so I guess the main thing that there's a couple of things that I want to talk about, but the first one for me was I'm waiting for the defense that I expected this team to have to show up, and this is now the third game that they've given up over 400 yards of total offense. Um, it wasn't all bad in the fact that I thought in the third quarter Jake Ceresna started to take over the game. He had his best game since he's been back in green and gold. I know he was taking some leadership in that last week, but he really turned it on in that third quarter. And I mean, what are you going to do? Winnipeg is a great team. The defense in the first half, you're going to say, well, come on, they gave away 2 touchdowns and
Yeah.
but both of those had really good coverage. It's just, how do you defend against Caleres and his ability to get it right where only his guy can catch it? It was rather
Well,
amazing.
but not even Caleres is as good as we made him look.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Come on, like a walk-in. Oh, anyway, Jake was interviewed afterwards by Morley, I guess. I don't know if you tuned into the post game. It's one of the things about going to a watch party. You can catch up the pregame and the postgame on the radio. And boy, Blake Dermott was very hard on the team,
Yes.
other than Jake. And did Coach Killam ever fight back?
Yeah. And
Did
you
he
know
catch
what?
that?
I heard about it and then I listened after the fact.
Okay.
And so here's the thing. I get it. I think that he's defending his guys.
Yeah.
And I've been in the post game scrum after a loss, and I expect him to be a little bit edgy. You know? Nobody likes to lose. I get that. And I think that he protects his guys. Maybe that was a little far, but
No, I
but,
don't think it was too
but
far at all. But I feel like they're both right. I
yes,
feel like
exactly.
something's a little bit broken or not quite fine tuned enough, and Coach says it's not. And
Right.
and we're dealing with a fan base that's just a little weary of it from the last few years. If it was another year, we'd have a lot more grace, I think.
Yeah, probably. And I was talking about this with Dave Campbell at practice yesterday, and he said it's so hard to separate the last 4 years
Yeah.
to this year. But you got to keep reminding yourself this is new. Everything is new. There's new coaching, there's new GM, there's new players. It's all new, and we've got to wait for it to gel. But as a fan that's lived through, 0-22 to start 4 seasons, you're it's hard to separate it. So, and I think that's probably one of the things that it just makes it harder for us to be. And you're right, Blake's not wrong, but again, it's like they're both heated at that moment instead of being able to just have a nice conversation afterwards, right? So
listen to that. No, I think the coach did the right thing, stepping up and not putting any of his guys under the bus. So, Blake can say whatever he wants, and I didn't disagree with much of it, but coach, I think, did the right response.
Yeah, stood up and protected his guys. So, and honestly, that's what we want to see. We want to see him protecting the guys so that they believe in him as much as he believes in them.
Exactly.
And that's part of leadership. So, in the game, other things that stood out to you?
Well, Ford not running, was one. I mean, so far it's been his only or his best tool, and then to not even use that, like, I appreciated the discipline of hanging in a bit longer. On the other hand, there were times I wish he would have run for his life like he usually does.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a spy, and then Dave was saying there was probably a double spy going on so that he couldn't really take off. I want to give Trey credit, though, for the first 3 quarters there. He was standing in, but some of those throws were just darts, like right where they needed to be.
True.
Probably the best I've seen him stand in the pocket and throw it.
For sure.
Right, since he's been an Elks. Wait, what? Since you know what I mean. He almost had the one pick, so thank goodness for super slow-mo to figure out that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But I do think that, I mean, you're going to hear it in my conversation with him in a minute, but he said they were hitting it about 70% through the first 3 quarters, and then that last quarter they only hit about 30%. So he knows where they have to learn how to finish, and that's part of where this team is at, is they haven't learned how to put together the full 60 minutes yet, and I don't think they're that far off, but they're still learning.
I think that's completely fair, but I'm tired of it. I'm putting in the full 60 minutes. I never leave early. I never shut it off early. I'm there for the full 60.
That's fair. Yeah.
They can do it.
I mean, if we're there, then come on now. I think okay. Well, it's I can see what you're saying.
That's very generous of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I finished my last beer. Come on now. I get right through. I do all the tailgating. Come on now. I'm putting in the effort. It's great.
Yeah,
the only other part that I wanted to mention that I really did love, and I do want people to, or I want them to do this more, so I'm going to talk it out loud. And that is that early trick play to Keon Julian Grant, where they they fake the handoff and then pitch to him on the right. That was awesome, and it was executed so well.
Yes.
I bid on it too, but it was great to watch that. I want to see. Now they don't all have to be trick plays. I get that, but just sprinkle in some stuff that makes you go, "Oh, that was pretty cool." Like I like
Agreed.
that. Yeah,
Agreed.
definitely not upset about that. So, and I guess we should say that Blanchard hasn't missed since that first game. So 3 for 3 in this one, all 40 plus yarders, 2 for 2 on converts. Great. I'll take it.
Me too.
Yes.
It lets me focus somewhere else.
Yeah, that and right, and it's I'm not as worried when he goes out. Yeah. And you see that consistency building. That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, Vincent. Vince, I'm not sure. Whatever. Although I did learn at practice yesterday that DK Bonhomme has a nickname on the team, and they call him Predator.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's he had a hell of a game for a special teamer. So keep it up, DK Predator.
Nice.
I want to talk about the Predator more often. That's right.
I think that's a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. So, all right. They did have one signing this week, just today, actually. Another defensive lineman, Tyreek Johnson. He's 6'4", 283 pounds. He is from the South Carolina Gamecocks, is the name of the team. And as our good friend Paul would say, who doesn't want a good Gamecocks player, right?
I missed that today, so I'm definitely, that's probably the number I'm going to get then. Yeah.
Just to have Johnson that played for the Gamecocks. Come on, this like the jokes write themselves. It's just like I can't even. Yeah, especially when you have 13-year-old like me. Okay, that's great. Well, let's just switch it up for just a moment here. As I said yesterday after practice, it was Canada Day, so I caught up with one of our great Canadians.
Pull up a chair and get cozy. It is time for a Turfside Chat.
Joined now by number 2 starting quarterback Trey Ford. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Canada Day. Tell us a little bit about that. You're Canadian. How does what does that feel to you? What does that mean?
I mean it's great. I think it's great to celebrate Canada Day. At the same time, I'm in season form, right? So today was just a day A, and I'm focused on Ottawa right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you've 3 games in, lots of time to. I mean, you're still learning a lot because it's a brand new offense, all those kind of things. How do you find that that's coming? We see progression each game. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's definitely been improvement, but again, like we're watching film and, it's just not playing a full 4 quarters, right? We were watching our film. On our first 30 plays, we were 70% efficient, which is really good. In the last 20 plays, we were 30% efficient, right? So, you go back when we played Montreal, I feel like we didn't do well in the first half, and then we do well in the second half, right? So I think it's going to be just playing those 4 quarters. I know we're capable of it. I think our peaks have been pretty high, but again, our lows have been pretty low. So it's kind of just trying to balance those 2 out.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, tell us a little bit. You're being the quarterback. It kind of looked as the leadership position. How do you feel about having that leadership, and what do you do that you feel is to help lead the guys in the right spot?
I think I'm a lead by example guy, right? I'm not too much of a rah run around, jump around type of guy. But I try to do the small things right. To just influence the rest of our teammates to do the small things right too, which leads to bigger things, which I think is going to lead to a lot of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you have a few guys living with you as well, or part of the team. Yeah. What's that like? You spend all this time together, and then you have to come out near and work together too.
It's definitely cool. I don't see Arkel very much because he's in the basement with his wife. Okay. But like Carl and Zach, I see a lot. Good dudes to hang out with. It's nice to have them here. When you get to football, it's work time. So we have a good work play relationship. So
okay. Now, do Do you and Tyrell have kind of a thing going on where it's like, okay, like who gets to show up who because you guys are on opposite sides of the ball? Or
I mean, we're always trying to, show each other up because that means you're playing well. I don't know if he has a pick on me yet throughout the season, so
Okay.
you'd have to ask him. He'll know for sure. I
He'll
don't
know.
really know. I mean, I think I've definitely thrown a pick in practice, so I'm not worried about who gets it. I'm worried about not throwing them. So
That's fair. That's fair
Yeah.
enough. That's fair enough. So going into Ottawa, or having Ottawa come here, what are the biggest things that you try to focus on as you go in against a different team like that?
Well, one is just doing what we do, right? So that's just going through our basic offense, going through knowing all the reads and making sure everybody can get lined up. Because I thought we struggled a little bit with that on Winnipeg. Again, a lot of places are tough to just get the words out and people to hear everything. But we're watching film on them. We've seen some holes in their defense, but I mean they are an aggressive defense. They like to blitz. So again, you got to go out there and play football. I feel like we're gonna have a good game plan. I thought we've had a good game plan against Winnipeg too. Again, it's just executing the game plan, right? So
Finishing that last little bit. Yeah. I get that for sure. The now you've been in Edmonton now for 3 years. Tell us what you like about Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I like the city because I do like the city, but I don't like being downtown in the city.
Okay.
So you won't see me downtown a lot. I live northeast.
Okay. Yeah.
So I stay away from downtown. I was never a city person in Ontario.
Okay.
I don't like Toronto. I don't like the big city. But the one thing that is nice about the city here is you can still drive downtown.
Yes.
If you go to
absolutely,
Toronto,
yeah.
you can't drive downtown. Everything's all clustered and congested, and it's not great. But yeah, and then I like the food spots around my house. I'm a
Okay.
big. I eat out a lot.
Oh, are you? Okay.
big-
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite spot?
Well, it depends. I'm a big pizza guy.
Okay.
When I get
okay.
pizza, I get Franco's Pizza. It's just down the street from
okay.
my house. I love it.
Okay.
And then you can always go to. I like Earl's better than Cactus.
Okay,
The
yeah.
food wise,
Mhm.
a lot of people like to go to Cactus for the vibe, so I will go check out Cactus too. But definitely, I'd say Earl's and then Paninis too.
Oh yeah, paninis. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a tough
Yeah.
one to turn down. I
Well,
agree.
Uber Eats messed me up because I used to get all the buy one get one offers, and that's the only thing I would order. Now they took them all away, so I haven't got Uber Eats in like a month and a half.
Oh, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to get my paninis? You gotta,
Yeah.
come on now, man, fix it for
So-
me. Okay, well, they'll fix it at some
Yeah.
point. That's true. Now you've got your family here. Is that? I assume that's kind of your main thing outside of football. But what else do you like to do outside of football?
Yeah, well, they come and go. They're not in Edmonton right now. They're not
Oh,
Ontario.
okay,
They're
okay.
coming up for the game this week, and then they'll be here for a couple weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, outside of hanging out with my family, I actually went golfing for the first time yesterday. I went to the driving range. Not
Okay.
golfing,
Okay.
driving
All right.
range.
That's good. Good qualification.
But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. So just honestly doing activities with Terrell and Zach is really what my day consists of. Whether
Okay.
we're going somewhere or we're playing video games. Then in the off season, I focus a lot more on renovations.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay. So it's Canada Day. You guys are all Canadian. You guys got plans?
well, I gotta go get a haircut because my hair is kind of all over the place.
Oh, I
I
know
think
what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got. Yeah.
I think we're gonna go get haircuts. And then I gotta do a little bit of cleaning up at the house too, and then probably go to the grocery store and get some drinks, rehydrate, get some Gatorade and stuff. So
Wow. Really big.
Busy day.
Big,
I
exciting
cleaned my
plan.
car the other day, so that was nice.
I
Yeah.
tell you, you're busy dude. Well, we wish you all the best in against Ottawa this weekend.
Thank
We'll
you.
be here cheering, of course, and continued improvement as the season goes on.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
doing this. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
And that's Trey Ford, and I thank him for taking some time to chat with me. And it was kind of nice to get him a
That's
little bit
great.
more, little more relaxed. Sometimes when I talk to him in scrums and things, he's always been great with me. But there is that little bit of just like a barrier, like he's kind of holding. Doesn't want to say too much or those types of things. And this interview, I just felt comfortable, and we could both laugh, and he was really good about it. So
Even his body language was more relaxed than he usually is in interviews.
Yeah, he was.
He's finding his stride.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's trying to kind of grab what can he do and what can he say, and where's the things that it kind of builds the confidence of being that that number one quarterback, and I think he's doing that right now. So I like the fact that all of his things were like nothing fun. I gotta clean the house.
Kind of like mine, yeah.
Wait a minute, like you're like a normal dude like me. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Oh, it was wonderful. Well, we had a couple of comments I just wanted to pull in here, and just because I want, well, first, Leanne wanted to say Linda, so that's good.
Bless her.
Got to make sure that we get that all going. Now there is let me just see if I could find here. There was a couple of things that I wanted to bring up before we scrolled through. Oh, look at this, Brian. I'm taking the Elks this week. It's gonna happen. Oh, Brian, I knew you were my favorite.
I'm taking the Lions, so get on you.
There you go. Hey, ooh, taking the. There you go. And then there was one here from my friend Corey. Where is it? Here we go. If they execute the normal plays like the trick play, things are looking up. And I agree. Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with that. Leanne saying that Trey Ford seemed much more laid back. And I think after the first couple of minutes, yeah, it was just like, okay, we're just chatting. Although I have to learn from doing my own interviews, maybe take the gum out before I do the interview so I can hear my own chew. Oh, it's awful. That mic's pretty good though, I gotta say.
Well, you could have just said, "Hey Trey, can you hold this for me?" And
yeah, right in the middle of the interview. Yeah. Just throw it in the stands. We're fine. Yeah, it's all good. All right, Linda, are you ready for everyone's favorite new segment?
Oh, sure. Let's get it.
First down. This beer.
There, see, Kayla did join us. I pressed the wrong one. There's the one. There. Yeah, she joined us just for that belch. That's nice of her.
That was awesome. Very sweet.
It's very sweet. Yes. All right. What do you have for us this week?
Okay. So I did bank on doing the podcast before Canada Day, but here I am doing it after, sucking the hind one like our team. But last I checked, Ottawa is up next, and Ottawa is still the capital of Canada.
It is.
And nothing says Canada like a beaver.
That's true.
I present you the Beaver Raspberry Cream Ale from Rival Trade Brewing in Rocky Mountain House.
Ooh.
It's a 5.2 ABV. I haven't had very many Rival Trade beers, so I just opened this as we started the podcast.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what they said, and then I'll tell you what I say.
Okay.
They say, crafted with creamy allure and a burst of tangy raspberries, each sip is a nod to our Rocky Mountain roots. So grab a can, raise a toast to the legends of old, and let the beaver lead you on a wild ride through flavor country. So, hey.
My.
I didn't write that, but now I really wish I had.
I just like, why did you say that with a straight face? That's pretty good. Yeah.
So, actually, a straight face is reading it is easier than tasting it.
That's true. Yeah.
This is, remember last week I talked about the blueberries being kind of artificial?
Yeah.
I feel the raspberries artificial.
Is that right? Oh, okay.
It feels a little bit metallic-y. First couple of sips. By the third or fourth sip, I think, people who like fruit beers could probably get it done.
Okay.
It
when you said
won't be me though.
Okay. When you said raspberry cream ale, I'm like, ooh, I like the sound of that. But
yeah, well, I do love a cream ale. It's the ale version of a lager, so it should be pretty easy drinking. It's the raspberries that are giving me a little bit of grief.
Okay.
So anyway,
fair enough.
If one beaver is good, two must be better. So may I present a beaver having fun at the lake. It's an awesome picture. This is called Cannonball. And
Okay.
it's from Parallel 49 in Vancouver, coming in at 4.6%. And they call it a vibrant and refreshing wheat ale with mango and tangerine tropical fruit character. Light-bodied, silky mouthfeel, and a light haze from the wheat. That's not very hazy.
No, not very.
They
No.
say fruity and easy drinking. We'll find out.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's pretty easy drinking.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's not all that fruity. Just a hint of tropical.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely quaffable.
Quaffable.
I think it might be okay at a tailgate. Out of 4.6, you could probably get a couple in you.
Okay.
And so now, as usual, I need a beer for me.
Absolutely. Yes.
So July 1st is not just Canada's birthday. It is the start of the second half of the year. So for me, that's like new resolutions, new good habits, fewer bad habits. It's like spring cleaning, but way better. That is why I want to enter the second half of 2025 with, I hope this reads well, that new beer smell.
I love that. It looks like the car thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, this is a hazy IPA from Dandy Brewing in Calgary. It's a 6% ABV. And they say that it's all sorts of hazy with supercharged hop products, and that it should knock you in the nose with aroma. Oh, true.
Okay. Okay.
And they say is absurdly balanced to drink. So I'm going to find out.
All right, then.
Yeah, that's not an Andrew beer, but it's a Linda beer.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's a little too hoppy for you, but it is pretty balanced and definitely big aromas.
Okay.
So that brings me to the tailgate menu.
Oh, lovely.
So you've got brisket poutine.
Yes.
And I'm recommending actually that new beer smell as a decent pairing. I think the assertive bitterness and hoppy aromas should cut through all the richness of the gravy and the cheese and the meat. And the citrus notes, it should add a good counterpoint to the savory flavors in it. I actually think it would be amazing. But if you feel about IPAs the way I feel about the Riders, as in not a fan, then consider pairing the tailgate menu with a stout or a porter. And I think coffee and chocolate notes will sing with a brisket poutine. Or you could have an amber or a brown ale where the malt sweetness and the caramel and biscuit is going to provide a nice contrast. So I'm recommending the hoppy one, but you could go with a dark or an amber and get a completely different experience. So cheers and go Elks.
Fantastic. And I'm very excited. Okay. Now I'm going to try. I'll see if I can find a dark one for this coming Sunday. Yes, because that's when it is. Yes, Sunday.
Yes, it is.
So that'll be exciting. No, that's awesome. Probably the best question that we got for that was what % was her first beaver?
Oh, beaver one was 5.2.
5.2. All right. Well, that's all right.
So still in the normal range.
And Corey's saying you can't taste the raspberry beaver 4 times before it tastes okay. Seems wrong.
Well, you know what? He's right. You should be able to get it in 3.
That's right. Yeah, you gave it an honest effort. That's the trick.
Yeah. 4 I was being generous and I'm not going to finish it. Okay. But there are people who will like that.
Yeah. Probably me. It's probably me. I'm gonna just okay.
I think you're good on the middle beaver. The cannonball.
I'm on the middle beaver's good. Okay.
I think you could do that.
All right, perfect. I will. And that one was called Cannonball, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go looking for some cannonballs. Do we have to new beer smell? Oh, that can is outstanding.
How could I not?
It's very, very well done. All right, let's get to the game preview.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the game preview.
All right. Well, what a game we have coming up this particular weekend. We are back home at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Got mouthful to say, but they are there meeting up with the Ottawa Red Blacks. It is this Sunday at 5 p.m., which of course means that the tailgate starts at 2. And as Linda mentioned before, this week we have the brisket poutine. We should be there right around 2 o'clock to get things set up. So shortly after that, we will have some poutine going. The barbecues will be flying with some fries, and we'll have some gravy, cheese curds, and of course, adding the brisket in for all of the fun and games. So make sure that you are joining us for that. It is also the Tackle Hunger game. So please make sure you're bringing your non-perishable foods and donating to help with the Pure Later Tackle Hunger program. I think that this is one of the big things of the year. So please make sure that you're bringing that out. There is rumor that the new commissioner will be at this game, and that he, might stop by a tailgate to get a poutine. Never know.
I think the is the cup gonna be there as well?
I believe so. And I did, it usually is with the Tackle Hunger game.
Yeah.
And I did run into the commissioner in not hit him, but I did get to talk to him in Vancouver, and I invited him to come to the tailgate before.
Fantastic.
He does. Now, this game, boy, there's some things to look at for this one. Ottawa had a rough game last Sunday, but it does sound like Drew Brown is going to be starting this week. And I need to quote my friend John Hodge, who said that the Elks have had a laughably bad schedule luck. And that is pretty much it. First week, Nathan Rourke wanting to show in the Snoop Dogg game. Then a bye. Then week 3 against Montreal, who with Davis Alexander, that is showing everybody why he was, anointed the number 1. Week 3, they get Winnipeg at home, and then week 4, their game 4, I should say, week 5. Now Drew Brown is going to be back to be able to play for Ottawa. They cut the one offensive lineman that was kind of like the rotating door that we could have had some success with. So,
did we sign him?
Yeah, we didn't. No,
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. That's true. I don't know. We just haven't had a lot of luck when it comes to the schedule gods. But this is a home game. We saw 3 really good quarters. If we take that next step and find a way to get to Drew Brown, this could be an interesting game. So, Linda, what are you watching in this game? What do you want to see?
Well, I had been for the first couple of games wanting that defense that we're so proud of on paper to do its thing. Then last week I did not choose our defense. I went a different direction, but this week I feel dirty, so I'm back to defense. I'm watching. They're gonna gel, like it's gonna happen. And today, and I think Sunday is going to be the day it's going to happen. And so, yeah, that's what I'm watching.
All right, that sounds fantastic. I am going to be watching our running game. More specifically,
how about having them catch it too when they run?
I'd like that too.
Yeah.
But Trace mentioned it in his interview that Ottawa is an aggressive defense, and so I want to see the use of the screen pass. I want to see to open up the run. I want to see the use of the if they can get the time, or if Trey can use his feet to get on the outside, the pump fake and run and go. I want to see that kind of stuff because I think there is that pocket on this Ottawa team that they can exploit. And their secondary is struggling. I know, glass houses and all, but their secondary is struggling, and so I think there is an opportunity to be connecting a little bit more with giving these guys now 4 weeks with Trey in live bullet. I'm going to be watching for that to see what happens. So the other thing for me, I'm just going to throw it in there, is that it has to be time for a return touchdown, is it not?
It has to be time for what?
A return touchdown. We've got to get
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing. Like, I guess the second thing I'm watching for, but I would take that hands down over anything else I'm watching for, is that we somehow don't show up arrogant, I think, and underestimating Ottawa.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think our equipment manager is going to be washing sheets again because of what we did in the bed. So,
fair enough.
But yeah, a return TD, that would be awesome. I just haven't dared to dream that big yet.
Yeah, well, you know what? Every now and again, I got to go out there on a limb, and
I love
I'm
it.
going to say this is the week. Corey with another great point. Please buy your 50-50 to support minor football. Please buy from the Wildcat players. Now that could be because his son plays for the Wildcats, but yes, buy your 50-50 tickets. Support minor football. We've always been great with 50-50s here. We saw it definitely in the Stanley Cup run. So let's support that the same way here out at the Elks games for sure. All right, Linda, we get to do some pick'ems. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Fantastic.
And before, I want to preface it by saying I literally have 1 point in CFL Pick'em this season. I am in 14,208th place.
Okay.
So
what you're saying is you're picking so that people know how to pick the opposite. That's what you're saying?
I got a feeling that might be true. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm kind of on side with that. Also, put your prop bets into the chat, and we will get to those right afterwards. But first,
You get a point, and you get a point, and you get a point. It's pick 'em, it's pick 'em, pick 'em.
all right, we have a lot of different teams to pick from this particular week. Obviously, our game, we will leave. It happens to be the last one as well, but we'll leave till the end.
Yes.
So first, we have Winnipeg traveling down south of us to Calgary to take on the Stampeders in the Stampede Bowl. And I put air quotes because that's what they're calling it. Did you see that cup that they were giving away? Oh. Okay.
Is it a cowboy boot? Is it a cowboy boot?
It should be, but I think they were trying to make it look like a horse head. I'm not really sure. It's bizarre. Anyway,
Okay.
Look it up. It'll make you laugh, or cringe, one of the two. Anyway, who do you have in this game?
I have the Bombers.
All right.
I don't think they're finished running roughshod over the West right now. So, yeah, Winnipeg. Plus, anytime Calgary loses at McMahon is a little better.
That's fair. Yeah, I got to go with Winnipeg too. They're likely getting Brady Oliveira back,
Yeah.
which only makes their team better. We watch what they can do, and they didn't play a great game last week, but they still found a way to win by almost 2 scores. So I got to give them the run this week. Superfan also picking Winnipeg for this particular week. Next game, Hamilton at Toronto. This one in Toronto. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I would have said this is maybe a little bit of an easier pick, but both teams starting to try kind of come up and play a bit better in this last little bit. Nick Arbuckle looking more like the quarterback that played the Grey Cup and less like the quarterback that played week 1 this year.
Yeah.
And yet Bo Levi, they put a beating on Montreal last week, and I know they were playing McLeod Bethel Thompson, but that defense doesn't usually fall apart quite like that. So this is a tough one. Both Mike and I picked the same once again, though. We are both going with the away team in Hamilton, finding a way to beat up the Argos. So what do you have on this one, Linda?
I'm going for the Argos. Again, as you say, they've both improved. They're both getting truer to form. But as far as the Bo Levi factor, it's like even a broken clock's right twice a day. I think he's done it now, and it's going to be Toronto's game.
I can't say that I would be entirely upset. It's like, I don't really want either one to win, but fine. Okay, I'll pick Hamilton. All right, next one. BC is traveling all the way across into Quebec to play the Montreal Alouettes. I think you kind of hinted at this earlier, but who you got in this one?
Well, based on no statistics whatsoever, I think the Lions are ready.
Okay.
And I'm not sure Montreal is sufficiently recovered from last week, so I'm going with the Lions.
All right. That's the outside pick right there. Mike and I are both going Montreal at home. We've been wrong lots of times when BC has visited Montreal. If it was the other way around, I would have picked BC for sure. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with Montreal and probably be wrong, and that's fine.
Well, we're not both going to be wrong, so
that's right. I can just sit here in all my wrongness. It's fine. All right, let's get to our prop bet. I did see a few things going on here. So,
okay.
We had a couple that are close here. Leanne saying Winnipeg, Hamilton, Montreal. That looks awfully familiar. Ken saying Winnipeg, Toronto, Montreal. All right, so we've got some shakeups there. Now, I did have a couple of prop bets. Let me find one.
Okay.
Total turnovers in the game. I'm assuming that's both teams. That's from Kobe.
Yeah.
Getting this one in early, our good friend Jerry. Elks points in the fourth quarter in brackets. Think positively. All right.
Okay. I actually like that one.
I don't mind that one. There was one here. Total yards given up by Elks defense.
Oh, Ken, he's getting down. Turn that frown upside down.
Attendance. John saying predict the attendance. And then what do we got here? Chris saying Curly Gittens Jr. I had to make sure I read that twice so I got the right player. Total yards. Didn't see much of him last week. You are correct. So that's a good one. And Jerry had another one for us. Yards gained by the Elks on the single biggest kick return. Oh my, that's an interesting one. All right, do you have a favorite out of those there, Linda?
I like the fourth quarter points.
Okay.
And then I like the last one. So
okay. Which one would you prefer? Fourth quarter points or?
You're aware of my record. I really don't think I should get a full vote.
Well, you just pick it. I do the line. Okay. So you just have to pick which one.
Elks fourth quarter points.
Elks fourth quarter points. All right. So to this point, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to just look this up really quickly because usually I don't do a whole lot of looking up, but so we know the last game it was 0. Boo. Week 3 against Montreal, they got 22. And in week 1 against BC, they got 7. Interesting.
Mhm.
So in this one, I am going to say in the fourth quarter, the line is going to be 13.5 points.
Okay.
So will you take
Over.
you're going to go over. All
I
right.
am. I am.
Oh, all right then. Do you think it's going to be 14 or do you think it's going to be more than that?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be 17.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Leanne saying under. Okay. I am going to take the under in this one because they're going to be so far up anyway, it won't matter, especially after their return touchdown.
Well, that's
So I'm
true.
so I'm going to go under. I will get Mike and Kayla's before the game happens on Sunday. So lots of good things to. Oh, Ken says under as well. I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just, I
No.
got to, it was the line. If I'd have said 9.5, I would have said over. So it's fine. They'll get 13. All right. Now let me just see here. We had a couple of questions there. And talking about your record in Pick'em, Corey said, it's okay, Linda. You are still ahead of Brock Sunderland. Oh, it's outstanding. That was really, really good. That's one of the best comments I've had in a while. That one.
Please say that.
Yep, that was a good one. Leanne talking about a solid showing for a first Beaver. That's great. All right, I just wanted to go here. All right, so Abutsky was talking about when we were talking about Blake. The only local live sports radio I listen to these days is EST. I don't blame you, and here we are on EST. Thank you for joining. They were tough but fair to the Elks on their post-game show, and I think that's the thing. It was there needed to be some like what's going on. Like there's got to be a little bit of that, and yet then that's what happens when then Mark is like, well, like we're working on it. It's new. Got to remember that. So really hard for me to remember that. I gotta be honest. I'm working on it though.
We've got a new beer smell out there.
New beer. I love that new beer smell. It's outstanding. Then here's one from Brian, and I'd like your take on this. Unpopular take. Give Fajardo a shot. Oh, Fajardo, sorry. He's a good quarterback if Ford struggles again. What do you think about that? Fajardo.
Fajardo. I say yes, Brian W. Yes.
Yes.
I haven't had much of a love-in relationship with him, but now that he's here, I'm all in, and yes, absolutely.
All right. I'm going to counterpoint that just a smidge in that we all want Trey Ford to be the next great quarterback, right? We want him to be, in the realm of other quarterbacks that were kind of like him. Damon Allen, Tracy Ham, guys that could run and throw, and they needed time to learn that.
Yep.
And I think that the only way Trey learns it is to be in the game. And so now, if we're talking, week 8 or 9, I might have a little different feeling, but I was prepared to do the ups and downs with Trey through the first 9 games anyway, and then see where we're at. So I think it's too early to do the pull.
Well, that's fair. Tracy and Damon spent a lot longer behind good quarterbacks than Trey has.
That's fair.
He kind of whined his way to the front of the line quicker because we're such a crabby bunch of fans. And I think, whether it's a quarter, I'm not saying for everything, but lived long enough to see a quarterback shakeup, even if it's a few plays or a quarter or something, do well for everybody. So
Oh, sure. Yeah.
that's
I mean,
that's all I'm looking for.
even in the days of Damon Allen and Ricky Foggy, right? It was back and forth, and you didn't really know who was starting. But you know what? They won the cup that year, and, so you can't really be that upset about it. So, yeah, I kind of was okay with just, I had settled myself into being like,
Yeah.
we're gonna give him time. We're gonna let him play it out, continue and have that consistency, because if there's one thing this team has not had over the past 5 years, it's consistency. Haven't had it at all.
Can't disagree.
And yeah, so I think there could be some balance there as far as letting him play, and then, you know, when do you go, okay, well, we need to put a W on the board. Well, we're going to do that this Sunday, so it won't matter. Oh, sorry, Ken, I know I'm not supposed to say that before, because, you know, it's all my fault. Here's one from Corey. The EE fan base is so hungry to see something that they can cheer for and support. I feel we are just holding our breath. And I think that might be it. Is there, it's just hard to not be, you know, wanting to be that, get to that next step. We've been waiting for it. And they're having some struggles yet. So I don't want to blow it all out, change everything right away. But we want to see progression every week. So
Yeah. I mean,
we got three quarters.
you see Tracy and Damon, and I've said all along I see neon green.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay. That very different.
different
Yes.
ending. Yeah.
Yes.
So. But I'm cheering for him too, and I agree. We don't just yank for the sake of yanking just because the fans are cranky. But there's value in having a couple of good quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A 2-quarterback system is not unheard of. So, yes. And Corey saying that he agreed for the first 6 games. 9 is a little too long, and yeah, maybe I'm giving it a little much, but that is true. Oh, thank you, Ken. He forgave me for my. That's good. I kind of kept myself good there. And Leanne saying, yes, we are hungry. So what better game to get a W than the tackle hunger game? And that is pretty much outstanding. The best way to finish off some fan questions. Thank you for some engagement there and some great conversation. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, that's it for this week, Linda. It's a pretty short one.
That's all right.
Not a bad thing. Sometimes, you know, you get a little chance to, you know, share how we feel, carry on, you know, that's great. I appreciate you coming in to do this though, because
My pleasure.
That makes, you know, nobody wants to just listen to me chat for an hour. So I'm really glad that you did that.
Well, I would listen to you for an hour, but thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, yes. I always love it. So where does everybody find you if they want to follow you on or interact with you?
I am in transition.
Okay.
And I need help from somebody, one of our listeners, please, to help me with some Instagram. But I have set up a new Instagram account to do this stuff, and it's going to be at TrueBrew42.
Nice.
But I need a little help. Tree's been helping me, and she's awesome. But I need one more step to get over the hurdle, and that's where I'll be.
All right, TrueBrew42. Love it. It's perfect. Yeah, sure. It goes right down with first down this beer. Love it. And of course, follow our brother and sister, Commissioner at Duchess Lombardi on Twitter, and Superfan at 56 Parkies on all of the different socials. And if you want to follow the Edmonton history, it's EDM HISTOREE. And you can follow me at Free Policious or the show at the Turf District. Also, make sure you're following our friends at Pay It Forward with Football as they continue to spread kindness, which is what this world needs right now. We will not have an overtime today because we just basically incorporated into the show. But I do want to remind you again to try and check out our store, zazzle.ca/store/turf_district_shop. And this is our Turf District tailgate shirts with the cooler. It's the 2025 edition. You can get the 2024 edition there as well of the barbecue. But this is the cooler ones. They just came out. I also was able to just add a pair of socks with the pennants on them. Let me see if I can actually bring that up, because it was kind of fun to make those. Here we are. How would you like some socks with the Turf District podcast pennant on them, like so? I mean,
that's cool.
who wouldn't want a pair of those? Come on now. So grab your socks, grab your tailgate gear at zazzle.ca. We appreciate any support there. So we will be back next week on Tuesday. We are going back to Tuesdays, our regularly scheduled program. I have checked throughout basically in the rest of this season, and we will be Tuesdays every day, unless there's some type of weird trip that I don't know about yet. But other than that, we will be around every Tuesday. So make sure you join us next Tuesday night. We will work on having another guest to join us. Again, thank you, Linda. Thank you, Trey Ford, for coming to chat with me. So for Linda, Superfan Mike, Commissioner Kayla, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.